much, gentlemen. Time for our final game of the day. Phase 2, week 2, day 2, but game 4. Ooh, multiples of 2. It's time to head over to the commentary team. It's Pansy and Demon. Take it away for match 20.
Thank you very much, guys. So here we go. And just think, we're just over an eighth of the way through the season.
Shut up. Shut
It's
up.
a long way to go. But as the Des did just point out, there is a top 5 starting to form already. And some of the teams outside of that top 5 are going to be looking to this and thinking, we need to start getting some bloody points on the board. They're going to start putting pressure on themselves effectively and start to get going. But it is a decent plane for just about everyone involved. I don't think anyone's going to have a problem reaching their home goal from this one. ENCE maybe just going to go a little bit longer. Everybody else should be safe. So we'll see where the circle takes us, because loot-wise, everyone will be golden.
It's a nice playing path. I like these.
Ooh,
Let's see if we get a nice circle.
M19 going up north.
For Zaki.
So, yeah, they've done this before. They went Zakis or North George. And we were talking about this before, how North George is left open. It does surprise me.
So different, is it, from back in the day? And especially with the
Avant-garde
updates.
territory. There's a big stamp on it of Russia still.
Yeah, there were so many teams, old TSM back when it first came out, but with the updates removing the doors, it means these buildings can be looted easier. You can kind of fight around them easier. I thought maybe teams would consider it a bit
it's
more.
It's quickened up, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not saying it's ideal. In comparison to some of the other areas, obviously that's pretty more paramount.
Okay.
Oh, okay, a very...
Potato is center.
I haven't seen an ending around that sort of area in a long time.
No.
Kind of like east of Pachinki.
It will take probably a swing, no doubt. East of Pachinki. Oh, I've seen that quite a few times. Those little farm fields. Actually, that was literally the end of Phase 1.
Huh.
That was the last game. It was around that sort of,
I love a bit
that
of
field sort of area.
I'd like that. I want to see that kind of middle band still kept in play. I think it's really nice. Like maybe slightly north of Farm, that kind of hillside that rolls off, and that could be quite an interesting one.
It's quite scary how I can recollect these things. It's just like these games, sometimes they just get embedded in your memory when you have these big moments in there. Mikaz, again, just like, screw you guys. I'm not going to Stava Kameshki. I will loot where I drop.
I kind of want ENCE to switch things up here, because they've become a middle-of-the-pack team, and I don't think that's fair by them. Yeah. I want something different from that. I don't know.
I mean, they had second in the last game. I'm kind of gifted to them. I mean, you saw the damage. It was like 2,500 damage compared to 600 or something. It was a big difference between Team Liquid.
But I feel like I haven't seen ENCE with 4 alive at the end for a long time.
I haven't seen Rustin Mar or Squeaky just going off like they did
where is
last
that?
phase.
Where is that team? I want that team back. I miss it. They're a really exciting team to watch, but maybe just aren't feeling it yet. I don't know what's slowing them down or what's hindering them. I'm sure the desk could probably break it down a great deal and kind of go into detail about potentially what's changed from Season 1 of Phase 1 to Phase 2, because something's adjusted. And,
I wish we could change these words. Like, who at PUBG Corp or at StarLadder came up with the fact we're going to have Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, when we also in the game have Phase 1 through to 9 and a team called FaZe?
Someone really liked that phrase.
Someone really likes that word.
Repeating more words than me and Richard casting.
It's slightly confusing than when to the viewer when we're talking about phases. They were like, what are you talking about? First circle's there. So I tend to just call it first circle. But yeah, this is the points we were talking about. Obviously, there is that little gap.
Is Iro being punished for a little? I thought I saw a couple of shots between Vitality and some of Digital Athletics. I think DA might eventually be kind of pushed back towards Rozhok, because they have been very greedy around that area. I wouldn't be surprised if Vitality spread their wings a little bit and start to kind of maybe loot and look around that area, going, well, okay, now we don't have Reciprocity.
They've kind of they're sneaking into poor man's Pachinki, right?
They are. They're trying to.
First, they were just going in there, taking the vehicle, going away. And now I see Kramer's looting that. So they've kind of started to just flex a little bit.
I like it. I do worry that doing it in a circle like this, the problem is you're going to have a lot of teams either traversing to Potato Hill or around that general area. And honestly, if they want to try and get an early man in there, maybe, could be quite good. Could be a nice little kind of gateway through. It looks like James is actually doing that himself.
With the circle the way it is, we have seen a number of finishes actually where Vitality are in those apartments, at the actual apartments themselves. So I remember a couple of strong finishes there. G2, they've gone very much spread. It's funny actually, G2 kind of not gone to farm. They've just gone to the compounds to the west of it instead this time.
Maybe feeling you can get isolated and could lose out to TSM quite easily from there, maybe. I don't know. I'd love to sit down and have teams kind of talk about their opening starts.
Where's prime position? Because this is a very big circle, obviously, to start with.
Okay, well, let's say it moves away
Potato
from
Hill
water.
kind of is the central point. We know it's going to move away from, Sosnovka.
But which water?
So you sort of wedge away. No, it's going to move away from Yasnaya water as well, I think. It's so you're kind of limiting it. So you're slicing off the top and the bottom of the circle. So I guess you're looking at...
there is a lot of landmass in the east.
Well, yeah, and then more importantly, the actual central point, there's barely any compounds because it's all hills.
Exactly. I wouldn't put it past the circle going far east, like shifting into that area, because if you look at the amount of landmass away from the water, it obviously dips out.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. Obviously, a lot of teams are going for Potato Hill, G2 heading up that way, Digital Athletics, Vitality not far off. Everyone's looking towards that direction, and there isn't hard cover. So these teams are going to be knocking each other, there's going to be damage done. By the time they get in-game, a lot of that utility is going to be very broken. So edge play teams could benefit from this.
Yeah, so Team Liquid sort of on Potato Hill. So there's a crate that nobody will ever see. Totally pointless crate, that one, but not to worry. Unity are going to come over the river. Reciprocity also going over, so East and West Bridge, sort of themselves. No problem to get across there. Orange just double checking, making sure TSM are not waiting. They're still there, TSM. They haven't left yet. So
they don't go early, TSM,
Rory
it
is
feels.
kind of hanging around. I feel like they almost hang around on purpose just to see if they can get something from G2 and FaZe.
Why not? You never know. We've seen countless times, Chris kind of wandering over that way and them having a little bit of a scuffle. It's been a small back and forth. There hasn't been a huge story on it, but it looks like Na'Vi might be crossing paths with G2 soon. They're going quite late towards this area. Again, we'll see all the teams looking for this, and as we highlighted, there isn't much to be fought over at the very central point. So the earlier teams are going to have heals dug in and vehicles with them, so there's cover already being made, so I worry about the later teams trying to filter through that direction.
I like what DA have done. They've got the 2-2, and they're two strong compounds that they've took. Probably the best ones in the center at the moment.
Yes.
Obviously, they're in Rozhok. We were talking about Vitality, whether they're going to get in a little closer early, but they've decided to go on a widespread and almost cover all the apartments, which I think is possibly a little risky at this stage, maybe, because that's a lot of landmass. There's no cover at all. But yeah, we'll see if it works out. I don't suppose nobody's going to commit to the apartments yet. There's no reason to, because once you go there, you kind of you're basically abandoning your vehicles. You're going all in. Hello, Na'Vi, you're going to get a good spray.
Nice
look at that! They just ripped Miraku out of the car. They're going to get FPS as well. This is tragedy for NIP. Tixu nicked the kill for Miraku. That was naughty.
That's just mean. MBS, just that body went flying. And I think we're going to be seeing more of that. If teams try and crash compounds, even, outskirt compounds, you're going to get just backhanded away. There isn't that much room to play with now.
And it was only Pokemon there. He's the only guy. Just
well.
Going off on one with that scar in hand. Haxeti's taking shots. That's another Na'Vi player, Senya, putting some damage into the backside of Haxeti. Yeah, realizing let's get that bloody car out the way because they've lost tires. Yeah.
You've still got Aduzi and Bestalochi. They're in really good positions. Na'Vi have posted themselves up well to cover multiple angles under the assumption they don't get split into by Winstrike.
Nuki did see the glimpse of Bestalochi's head, but not going to catch anything. Everybody's in the circle now. Even raise your edge. Yes, that's true. They've got in there relatively early, sort of south of Yasnaya.
It's a nice compound they've got as well.
M19 in Rozhok. CrowCrowd just sort of to the east of them. Yeah, it's that solid compound they've managed to take hold of. The Knights stuck basically a shelter. Didn't really move too much. Just sitting over there. So, and this is basically down to the fact that we're saying Potato Hill is kind of the center. There's not a lot of compounds around there. G2 kind of gone in there. Winstrike trying to go for it. And NIP are going to try and come into the barns with them. Vard is there. NIP already lost 2. So Vard on his own at the moment.
Vard better be on fire, as it looks like he might have to deal with it. Southern shift.
Wow. Okay. That's I mean, you only need to look at the map and see how dangerous this is going to get. All those teams in the north all need to go south. Which wide swings do you go?
So the east still has compounds. There's a lot of territory over by farm still available. Reciprocity, Na'Vi just got a huge benefit from this under the guise that they can dig heals in. Team Liquid are flooding into this. You've got G2 split 2-2 in very strong positions as well. This is a nice little area. This is the kind of, I guess, trash loot on that southern road that goes through it. This is good enough for Liquid if they want to start playing off this. slap bang center of the southern port of that hillside.
I'd have liked to
FaZe
see-
not bad either.
No,
I mean,
I would have liked to have seen them move. They barely moved. These are compounds just near G2. They're sort of south
but
of them.
they don't know that. They have no idea. And I think scouting that far is dangerous. I think, though, if they get more pressure, they might have to. Because this hillside is okay to hold against maybe 1-2 teams. If you have 3 or 4 coming your way, I don't think you can handle it.
Team Liquid took the risk. Look at the split in the center between Team Liquid and G2. It's like a bloody yin-yang effect going on. They've got this square pinned between them with 2 members each. TSM also, they benefited massively from it. Reciprocity, by the way, also in a pretty strong compound at the moment.
Very
Navi
strong.
off to the west side. The Knights are trying to find a home. I got a feeling the Knights, CrowCrowd, Unity, they're kind of all bashing heads at the moment, trying to find a spot.
And apparently no one likes farm. 0 people like farm. No one loots there, no one goes there, no one likes it. It is awkward
ENCE might find it.
They
They're
might
on-
have to,
they're
but I
on a-
think they don't want it, but they might have to. If they go closer towards shelter, they're going to hear all these shots, they're going to see all these teams, and you cannot go towards it. If they do that, that's bad decision making. If they go further south, they could find sort of respite. They could find a little bit of a home for themselves. Unity are taking over the compounds in the east. I think there's about 2 buildings. They're actually in both Tizer and Orange, splitting that. And Vitality's still on foot.
ENCE are doing it. They're continuing to go on a deep south swing, so they're looking almost to go down to Milter and swing in. The Knights, though, have kind of wedged themselves in this spot. Not too convinced by that one. CrowCrowd looks like they're getting lit up
one of
from
the
the
newer compounds
hillsides.
they can
There's the
jump in.
Knights. Okay, so they're in this new compound. They've got themselves a position in it. It puts a problem on CrowCrowd. You can see they're in on this hillside. Everyone on the hill is taking shots at them from here.
Yeah, the Knights, I would say the one issue is that you can be seen from that hillside a fair amount, but no one's looking that way. FaZe have other things to worry about. G2 are trading off shots with Team Liquid constantly. Unity are trying to secure their position. ENCE will end up getting a really nice entry point to this.
Yeah, again,
if they don't go
Mikas
too
just
far.
hopped out. Look, scout. Have a look. Just have a look ahead of you. Yeah. Looks good. Farm looks good. Okay, into farm we go. So they're going to go across now towards farm. Probably pull up at the yellows there and just have another little leak and look to see where they're on, because they're going to be edge circle now. So they actually have a really clean run. Like we were talking about the fact nobody went to farm. There's a crate bobbling in. Rory's, thanks
beautiful.
very much. Thanks very much.
Who's given
M249,
that?
15 times scope in there. Anyone got a good big boy gun?
He's
Let's
got
see.
does he have a mini on his back? Did I see that?
Oh, Wookie would love that with his M24.
Now, okay, let's talk about the teams on the southern road. The issue becomes they're going to have to shift north eventually.
Yeah.
That's always going to be a problem. It's where that cutoff point is and who's got the cars. I don't know if Na'Vi have that many vehicles, because they were looting over by the kind of yellows, over by the petrol station, Ferry Pier sort of road. They split along it. They take all those compounds, but they don't necessarily need vehicles. And I'm pretty sure there's not that many left for them anymore. So they're going to be on foot no matter what happens. The hillside that's along it, it's gone east.
go.
Okay, this is great for ENCE. This
Look
is the
at-
first time they've got a really good spot here.
You can see on the screen there what I was talking about with Team Liquid G2. It's actually the fact that they've got these
Uber.
2 wide spreads. Definitely a 1-star rating coming out for Uber there. There's no doubt about it.
Oh no, turn the tires, Uber. Go on.
You got it.
It's like those little bugs when they get flipped on their back and their legs just
So
go crazy.
actually, this is the combat I wanted them to get into. So they have managed to get in there with freely, so it's not too much of a problem. ENCE also came in really nicely. Farm has now been occupied by Unity, so they've managed to get involved there. TSM, we'll see whether they're just gonna condense, get themselves in. The problem for me is the fact that Team Liquid G2 had this really close 2-2 split with each other. I don't see them being able to group, so I think that 2-2 is going to hold throughout this.
FaZe is pushing this.
All right.
Ooh, this is
It's
greedy.
only one man. It's only one man there. Monica's on his own at the moment. The rest of the TSM are further south. So he's not got support. It's actually given Reciprocity a chance to come in. They've come into the compound that TSM held. Yeah, Michael's just going to push away from that one. So FaZe will take that compound. And now it's going to be this close fight. Now, we've seen the circle finish in this sort of area a number of times. And that is a strong compound that they kind of just fought for.
Yeah, no, I'm glad they went for it, because I actually don't like the original building they went to, because it's isolated, it's hard to rotate away from. Once that hillside gets littered with teams, you know it's going to be rough. And speaking of rough, that north side over by the Potato Hill is about to get very toasty. Digital Athletics already taken the first couple of shots towards them. That's from Raise Your Edge. Beautiful Death. Going to be delivered from Fast Rail. And he's pushing up on this with very limited HP. He's got meds. This might be a little bit hap-handed here.
That's fine. It's
Has to fall off it. Good nade.
Secured.
Basically does the job for him. There we go. Should get his heal off now.
Yeah, secures the kill, gets away, gets the point. That's what they need. Raise Your Edge just counted. We were talking about, obviously, with Scoom, step, gets himself individual kills, but Just in case you missed it the first time, there it is again. Gaxi
VOD.
is still stuck in Pachinki, and here's VOD getting pressure, gets one nade down. Okay, Winstrike, how's your push going to be? We've seen these go very, very wrong before. That's going to bounce down. Doesn't manage to work out. Is he going to try and use the nade sound to bounce out the stairs? He's cooking it down now.
Oh my God,
Well,
he might get away with this.
That might get Timmy.
If he jumps down the timing and nade, it does.
He gets him,
Oh,
and he's going to hop out the side. He's going to push that one down. Now he realizes he's being pushed, and now that's going to put pressure on him. Comes around, sees Tixu. Oh, he's got Tixu. Joski's in trouble. Tixu's on absolutely nothing. Comes around the side. He's got him. He's done it. A 1v4 from VOD.
I have not seen something like that in a very long time. You blink and you miss it. Raise Your Edge in the meantime got completely destroyed, but what a play from one man. That is impeccable. Every decision he made was correct. And sadly, Navigo, not for you.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. He got 4 points on the board, and that's really what counts, because Winstrike got a big fat 0 out of that one, I think. Actually, they may have got 1 from a snipe early on, I think it is. But here we go. Here's the crossover. Look at this. Team Liquid and G2. You can see it on the minimap. They're crossing over that 2-2 split. They're kind of joining forces now, and they're going to combine into some mega machine. And it looks like it's going to go badly wrong for Team Liquid. They're crashing in towards FaZe Clan and TSM. Surely they're going to turn around. They get into the safe.
This is
safety.
okay. They're
Mex's
okay.
pushing. I don't know.
Okay.
Where's the nades? Where's the nades?
They're fine for now. They can at least...
They got in safe.
I don't know how they've pulled this one off. They don't know all the information. They don't know this is 2 teams. They don't know if it's a 2-2 split.
That's why. Because Team TSM were focusing on Reciprocity down south. So suddenly they're like, hang on, something's happening on the other side. And probably nobody expects anyone to just blindly run into that building. Nice shot from the Wanderer there.
No, you don't expect people to just rock up. And I think FaZe actually did catch one in the meantime. I think they've just lost down a player. Yeah, they have. So it looks like they did suffer a casualty. I don't know how that
Jeeves
was
is down
claimed
somewhere.
so quick. I maybe not expecting the angles from FaZe. I don't know, but Mexi's already looking like he wants to go. He's chomping at the bit. You can see again, TSM not so available for this.
I mean, he's dead in the...
He's dead in
he's
there.
Up
And
second floor.
I saw FaZe.
I don't know how. Maybe Fuzz got the nade across. Maybe, I don't know. There must have been a knock and a
weird
nade follow-up.
yeah.
But yeah, ENCE are actually creeping kind of in behind Reciprocity.
Rustenmar's the one who's
Rustenmar's on the flank, yeah. Not sure what's going on there. The north side, by the way, Potato Hill, M19, here they are on the screen, and DA going at it. Sixmo's been caught out. Remember, DA lost one earlier on to Raise Your Edge. D-Mash gets another down. That's Mert getting finished off. And now Iro, the last man standing, but he's on a cheeky flank. His team just couldn't hold on long enough. I don't think, though, he may get one, but I think that will be all it will be. Sees Elite Player, gets a little look towards D-Mash. Can he go for it? Gets the reload in. Looks gets down low to Constantine. He's got one on his right, though. I don't think he can quite pull it off. And Wanderer will finish the job.
He might have just screwed M19, though.
Look at this. Look at the north.
Look at it. Vitality have spotted it out. The Knights have spotted it out. Everyone's starting to go towards it. Ibby's just found a shot back towards Mexi. So that's going to even the state of things. You can see the response. Well, Gemty's running. They're going for this. They want all of this. It's a very complimentary position. It's very hard fought for. Fuzzface, you better be prepared for what's coming your way. The entirety of Liquid are flooding that building, and we don't get to see it.
Okay, well, Gemty got it. That doesn't matter. So there's
Fuzzface.
On the balcony.
Oh my God.
He got the heel off. He's got the heel off.
They have no idea. They're so weak. Fuzzface could just destroy this so much.
Is he going to push around? That's the
No, he's
question.
backed
I
away.
think he's
He's backed
backed away
away
to the rest of his team. So it's a 3-on-3 between those two. While that was happening, obviously, we did see the Knights making that push on M19. They're both backed away from this one, and it's actually give their position up. CrowCrowd have kind of got the hillside advantage over the Knights. Team Liquid, they're in the compound. It doesn't matter. Nothing's going to happen here anymore because they've now finished the job. We missed the push. M19 coming back into the circle. Navi also in the circle. Here's a little look at it. Here's the push. So, okay, so Mexi got... That's when he got Jeeves. Oh, that's how he got him. He got him. He bled out, just got inside there. And we saw Iro going off as well.
That was just overconfidence. That was, you know, it happens.
You shouldn't be out on a railing like that.
Not after you've been shot at and there's already been a bit of contact. It might have been a miscommunication, to be honest. It really could have been a miscall. CrowCrowd moving to the north as well. Everyone wants to sweep this northern side. The Knights moved in. Vitality moved in. Navi are not far away. And CrowCrowd watch this, and it just circles in on the south.
Yeah, continues down southeast, which is obviously beneficial for TSM, Team Liquid, FaZe Clan, Unity, even ENCE and Reciprocity to an extent. They can just squeeze in there. There's these 5 teams in the north, though, that all have to make a move, and they're all fighting one another.
I'm looking at who's in the better spot here. It's actually a bit of an even shout in this.
Vitality got the fallback. Remember G2? They were right next to Team Liquid. They suddenly find themselves in a little trouble, and they're getting pressured now by Na'Vi.
Yeah, but Na'Vi's spot's hard to play from. They need some big knocks coming out. Line of sight is so beneficial to G2. Chris comfortably catching out Senya. There could be a couple of knocks coming back. Brexico's on walkabout. I don't know where he's off to, but
Aduzi's flank.
he's trying to make something happen. Aduzi's made it past, though, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there in time for anything to be able to come from it. He's going to try, but it's not great. The Blue's about to move in and push Na'Vi forward.
Chris Box sensed something. He's having a little look out the back, but now his attention's been drawn and he's pulled away. He's going to hear the footsteps in a second.
Samty just pushed on TSM as well in the south.
He did. He just actually had a little push to the road. The cheeky peek, got the nade on Gustav, backs away. Damage done. Gustav down.
Team Liquid are taking 2 fights on 2 teams. Now they know there are 2 teams
on
here.
Reciprocity down the south as well, so that's going on as we see Aduzi in the picture-in-picture. He's pushing up, but it's Reciprocity that are in trouble. They're getting pressured. Meanwhile, in the north, that's CrowCrowd and the Knights. They've been flushed down a fair amount as G2 do find Aduzi. They deal with him. Reciprocity still continuing to fall to ENCE. ENCE are going to back away from that one. They've left them down to 2.
Yeah, CrowCrowd moved in well. They've swept through the Knights, and now they look for the next step in the right plan. Vitality could have been on the chopping block, but the position's too dangerous.
G2
CrowCrowd need to get in.
Just dealt with Na'Vi, swing around straight onto Vitality. That's just deadly, but it does get backfired. Chris, well, in the open fields there, caught out by Jazz. The rest of the team coming in to try and help out and reposition. They're going to go for the little shack down south. Kane should be able to get to that one without too many problems. He's gone front facing, and that's not what you want to do. Team Liquid, well, they got 19 kills in the last game. Are they going to go for more? They've only got 3 so far. They got a long way to go.
Yeah, it'd be a bit of an uphill climb. G2 do suffer and fall at the hands of Vitality. 7 kills for them. And CrowCrowd are positioned on them well. CrowCrowd took the early reposition. They headed south earlier than Vitality, who were caught in the other fights against G2. So CrowCrowd hold the cards in that situation. But Vitality look like they're ready for a fight again. But losing out on Shadow could remove a little bit of that venom from the bite.
Unity living the shack life at the moment. They've not got a great deal of cover. They have got a Harry Potter as well, so it's going to be ENCE and Reciprocity. They're probably going to be in trouble here. I expect the circle to pull away from them. Let's see where it goes. It does. It pulls away. It gives Team Liquid and FaZe a chance, but TSM have to make a move now. They have to make a decision. Do they push onto Team Liquid, or do they go for it? ENCE picked off by Jazzy picking off Bim. 80 pick Jazz off. Good lord, I can't speak.
So the problem with TSM is they have to go over the road, and already Samty's position is saying no to that. They can't do it. When you guys have a little look on the map, I'm sure you'll see it. Basically, Samty is holding the far west of the side. ENCE is going to try and make a move on it. They know they have to, but everybody is lighting them up. Can they make it? They're going to try it. They're going to go for it. It's not a compound. It is the radio tower, and it's horrible. You can prone by it, but you know it's not ideal. That's why they need the cars. That's why they're going to set up on this. Team Liquid, though, have full-on vision, spraying in wildly. Ibby does not get the connection he needs, and you can see instantly he knows the response is going to happen.
Samty gets Jazza down. He stole that kill away from Senpai there. He's going to be a little disappointed with that one. You can see Vitality making the gauntlet run down the hillside. FaZe Clan turned their attention to ENCE as well. ENCE, well, it may have got to this ditch. It's not comfortable.
Just been caught. CrowCrowd just got in that tap finding ENCE. That's no good. Raffi has to fight his way forward, and there's so many eyes turning this direction. Blast on. Just being a nuisance, and he has nothing to worry about. They can just play the time, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, Reciprocity may have just passed Unity in points, but that's going to probably flip on its heels again, and Scoom, there's no way he's going anywhere across. It's going to be a case of who picks up the kill.
Just don't give it to Unity.
Oh, look at Samty. Samty's pushed across the road to TSM's compound. What in the world? Horrible. TSM are in vehicles. They're going for it. They're going to go straight towards. Where are they going? Where can they go? There's nowhere they can go.
They're going to try and find a ditch, a rock, something. And, well, they've gone for the southern side.
Wookie's going for Scoom.
Oh, Scoom!
Wookie's going for Scoom. Oh, no, he got him. He got him. He goes straight in. Rustamar picked off by Samty, by the way, so the move that Team Liquid made is working out well. Unity congregating onto the shack. They're pushed away, and that may give a chance. ENCE are going to swing around. TSM behind them as they try and fall on them. Blast on a flank on TSM.
Yeah, this is going to be rough, though, all around. Nade came out from Squeaky towards Wookie. That's going to be a no marked on TSM's books. They have nowhere to go still. They're still putting down the smokes. You're seeing the rest of Vitality trying to move forward, but you've still got FaZe holding ground. They still have good position. Mikas has a lovely little spot, though. He could be a bit of a snake in the grass against Liquid. Keep that in mind. You got Michael back in the car, Rory back in the car. It's time to give it another go.
Yeah, try and get a little closer towards ENCE. They're in nade range now. That's a problem for ENCE themselves as they try and push around the side. Kramer's been found.
Nade.
That rock's going to get him yet, so that's Vitality going down in 7th place. FaZe continues to collect the points.
They do, and the nades are so vital right now.
ENCE.
Wait, Rory? How did you just pull that off? That is big work. Maybe ENCE just didn't realize how close they were to those cars and how close they are to the nades. Somehow, TSM have held on. Now let's look at who's in the circle. This has been a brutal, bloody kind of, I guess, battle going on here, but it's far from over. But for now, CrowCrowd have good position, Unity have good position, and FaZe, Team Liquid, TSM, ENCE are not in great spots. They still have to fight their way forward.
TSM have still got Blast on behind them. I don't think they realize this. He's still on the little flank around. They're now engaging with Team Liquid on the side, but look at Blast on creeping up. He's actually stood on the rock trying to get a vision of them. The rest of Unity, they've moved in the hillside. They've took Kemba down, so Unity looking to pick up some big points here. As EB gets found out by the little Finn hiding in the shack. It's Mikas from behind.
Oh, Mikas, this is really not. Look at that angle.
That's dirty.
Oh, Mikas, you filth. He played that really well. The rest of ENCE had to commit somewhere, and he's made a little home for himself. He's not leaving that for love nor money. He might have to if an A trickles in, but for now, you're going to be seeing FaZe trying to keep this one locked in towards Team Liquid. If Mikas keeps stealing the kills, they'll be annoyed by that. But while this all happened, Tab's still in a really good spot, and Unity have 4 alive.
Yeah, they've got 4 standing. They're on the down slope. Blaston's rejoined his team. Dastish has been holding that little shack for a while, but they've swept through CrowCrowd, who had 4 on that ridgeline, but slowly but surely have been whittled down to 1. Samty and Gemty make the move. They know that he's in here. Mikas tries to get a couple of shots through the little nook and cranny. Samty isn't going to go for it. It's Finn on Finn as he tries to find every little hole. Get around the side. That's going to be easy. Okay, so they went for the double distraction style. Pulled him around the side there. The 2 Finnish brothers working their magic on him and maybe shouting him a Finnish abuse.
A little bit. All in good spirits, of course, but we are seeing TSM creeping up towards the backside of Gemty and Samty. I think the first shot just might have been given off. It has. That is going to be keeping Samty and Gemty on their toes.
Oh, Fuzz just got a knock on Samty there as well. Not a knock, but a big chunk of damage through the littlest gap.
Oh, Unity of vision on TSM. This isn't good. TSM have nowhere to go now. They know they're kind of screwed here. They went where ENCE were, and that has gone very poorly for ENCE. It's gone very poorly for them.
They've both got level 3 gear, though, so can they survive through the barrage that's coming their way? Mark 14 for Michael, trying to get it reloaded at the moment, by the looks of it. I don't really know where it's going to go. They have got all of ENCE's smokes as well. They just maybe picked up there, so there could potentially be a chunk of loot there. So with Circle, it's going to center. So now FaZe have to leave their compound, but it's going to be very much last minute because the Circle is close to them. So we're going to wait to see what Team Liquid do, what TSM do, because they're going to be the ones to pressure move first.
God, this is so rough. Look how little there is to work with. And it's that game of all the teams on this side, no one wants to move first, and so much damage coming towards TSM. They're going to run out of meds soon enough. They need to get Tizzering gone, but I don't think they have the gun to do it. They do have the MK, but this is a lot of damage.
Just shooting at toes under the chair, under the cart, and actually catching them as well. All the little tippy toes being chipped away.
There's that MK. That could at least deny some of the peaks, but you've got 4 players able to do this. They can't do it all. And while all this happens, basically on that western side, FaZe, Liquid, and TSM, you don't want to be the first one to move. When you're the first one to move, you're the one to get the attention.
See Michael, look at Michael in the Wookiee suit. He's wide peeking. He's been wide peeking. Done. Finally gets caught out. He was trying to buy time for Michael to get an angle, but that was a headshot mid-air from Tizzering. Nicely done. Gemty also stole one away. So Team Liquid collect themselves a point, but Unity, they have to slowly move in. FaZe are on the move.
Yeah, and actually Uber just finding Blast on is big. That opens up a little bit of an avenue. Tab's still there, though. And he's going to be another player you don't expect. That's called if Gemty nade comes in. It's bounced well. How is Tab alive?
Just about survives that one. He's not going to lot, and he got FaZe Clan really nearby, but I don't think they got any more nades on them. Tizzering finds an angle onto Fuzzface, gets a little tap in the shoulder as he tries to pick on him. Tab tries to get out, he tries to open up. Sapti's been found. That's going to be 4th place for Liquid. Tizzering trying to time this. He's trying to angle it off the tree down to over to the rock there, I feel.
2 teams left. FaZe up against Unity. Unity with 4 players. This is... Oh, but what are you doing, Tizzering? You've just been reminded you're up against FaZe here. You cannot go walkabouts like that. You'll get punished instantly. 5 seconds until this moves, though. Uber and ENCE have to provide something, a way forward, a good chunk of damage, something. They're desperate for it. You can see him sticking this peak, but Orange has found Fuzzface. It looks like
Let's go.
Unity have this one in the bag.
Well, we were just talking about Reciprocity passing Unity, but Unity are going to be picking up the winners' medals here. ENCE, the last man standing, is going to go off. He's got no helmet left. You can see he's an easy 1v1 against Tizzer in there. That was a little wide push there, a little over-aggressive for him there. And yeah, they've slowed down. They've backed it up. They're going to look towards Orange. Did he just see him? Can he get the revive? There's nades. There's nades from Dastish. This surely should finish him. Where's the nades? Where's the nades? He's got the revive. He stuck it. He's going to get him back on his feet. Orange is creeping. He's creeping on his belly. Gets around the side. Does he not see him? No, he focused in. ENCE will go down. Cheeky little move from the snake of Orange. Uber sees him. Gets one down. That's a big chunk of damage. He finishes him off.
What are they doing?
He's
Why
got the
are they
heal
going
off.
1 by 1?
He's 2v1. He's 2v1.
Why are they doing this? I don't understand. Uber's got a shout in this one. It's really unlikely.
They've got the center point, though. They've got the center point. He has to leave these rocks now. Blaston's going to be the first man that he'll see. Just gets a glimpse. He saw him behind the tree.
I don't know what other gun he's got. He's just going with the M4 at the moment. He's holding the angle. If Blaston peeks this, that could be a dink. That could be a headshot forward. He's got one tree to run to, and that's
The blue's on him. The blue's on him. He's got to move from tree to tree. There we go. Goes around the side. Gets a little peek. Shows too much, and he will go down. Blaston in the end, and Unity pick it up. But it was a shaky finish at best. They gave 2 extra points to FaZe Clan towards the end there.